My beloved child, listen closely because something sacred is moving toward you even now. In the quiet spaces of your life, beyond what your eyes can measure and beyond what your mind can calculate, I have already begun arranging a moment that will change the way you remember your story. What is coming to you is not small and it is not ordinary. It is the kind of provision that turns disbelief into worship. The kind that silences every voice that once whispered that your faith was foolish. I have watched every step you have taken through uncertainty, every night you stayed awake wondering how things would unfold, every time you chose hope when it would have been easier to give up. Nothing escaped my sight. Nothing was wasted. You thought some of those seasons were empty, but they were not empty to me. They were preparation. They were soil being turned, roots growing in darkness where no one could see them. And now something is ready to rise from that hidden ground. Soon you will witness a moment so undeniable that it will mark your life like a stone set beside a river. When you look back, you will remember exactly where you stood when my hand moved in your world. There will come a day when you will speak about this moment to those who come after you. Your voice will soften, your eyes will glow, and you will say that there was a time when everything seemed impossible, and yet something beyond human strength carried you through. The story will not just be about survival. It will be about presence. It will be about the quiet power that walked beside you when no one else understood what you were carrying. Many people have been watching you, even when you didn't realize it. Some have seen the pressure on your shoulders. Some have seen the long delays, the unanswered questions, the doors that appeared closed. Some secretly wondered how long your strength would last. Others doubted whether trusting in me truly leads anywhere. They measured your journey with human logic. They assumed that faith should produce instant results or visible rewards. But my ways unfold like dawn, not like lightning. Gradually and steadily, until the entire sky changes color. You are closer to a shift than you think. I am preparing a moment of provision that will not only meet your need, but reveal my nature. When it happens, you will feel something warm move through your spirit like sunlight after a long winter. Your heart will understand before your mind does. You will know that what took place was not coincidence. It was intention, it was care. It was love moving through time to meet you exactly where you stood. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine this. A vast horizon stretching before you, calm and glowing. Above it, a gentle golden light begins to rise. At first it is faint, like morning barely waking. Then slowly it grows stronger, pouring warmth across everything you thought was barren. That light is my provision moving toward you. It does not rush because it is certain. It does not struggle because it is guided. It simply arrives at the moment it is meant to. For so long you believed you were holding on alone, but every breath of endurance inside you came from me. Every time you chose not to give up, you were responding to a whisper placed inside your spirit long ago. Even when your strength felt thin, there was something deeper beneath it, something eternal sustaining you. You asked quietly in your heart whether trusting me truly matters, whether believing in something unseen actually shapes the future. I heard those questions. I never turned away from them. Doubt does not scare me, my child. Questions do not push me away. I understand the weight of the world you walk through. I understand how long the nights can feel, but now I want you to see something new. The season you thought was delay was actually alignment. Pieces moving into place, people shifting, doors adjusting, opportunities forming beyond the edges of your awareness. While you waited, I worked in silence, and what is about to arrive will feel like stepping into a room already filled with light. Picture another moment now. You are standing before a great gate that once seemed locked forever. For years you believed it might never open. The metal looked heavy, unmoving, impossible. Yet as you stand there, something begins to change. A warm wind moves through the air, the hinges soften. The gate slowly opens inward, revealing a path bright with promise. You realize the gate was never meant to stay closed forever. It was waiting for the exact moment your spirit was ready to walk through it. This is how many of your prayers are unfolding, not forgotten, not ignored, but prepared. And when the answer becomes visible, it will carry a beauty that only time could create. The breakthrough ahead of you is not just about solving a problem. It is about revealing a truth that will echo through your life. You were never abandoned. Even in the moments when silence surrounded you, my presence remained closer than your breath. Some people around you will be surprised when things begin to change. They will remember the days when you struggled to hold on. They will remember how uncertain everything looked. And when they see what unfolds, they will realize that something greater than human effort was involved. Your story will become evidence that hope has power. Your life will quietly answer the question many people are afraid to ask aloud. Does faith actually lead somewhere? Yes, it does, but not always in the ways the world expects. Because my gifts do more than fix circumstances. They transform hearts. They expand vision. They teach souls how to recognize light even in dark places. There is a wealth I am releasing into your life that goes beyond numbers and possessions. It is peace that steadies your thoughts. It is clarity that removes confusion. It is opportunity appearing where obstacles once stood. It is provision arriving exactly when you need it. Still, material blessings will also come because I care about every part of your life. Doors will open that support you. Resources will flow in ways you did not predict. And when those things arrive, you will remember this moment and understand that they were never random. Now pause with me again and see something beautiful. Above you, the sky begins to shimmer as if invisible clouds are parting. From that opening, gentle rain begins to fall, but it is not ordinary rain. Each drop glows softly like liquid gold. As it touches the ground around you, the dry places of your life begin to bloom. Opportunities grow, relationships heal, confidence returns, your path becomes clear. This is what my blessing feels like when it enters a life that has waited with faith. You may not see the entire picture yet, but you can feel the movement beginning. And so I say to you now, softly but firmly, rise, my child. Lift your eyes beyond the fear that tried to convince you nothing would change. The story is still unfolding. What looked like the end of hope was actually the edge of transformation. There are moments ahead that will surprise you with their kindness. Moments where provision appears just when you thought resources had run out. Moments when the right person enters your path at the exact time you need encouragement. Moments when peace fills your heart without explanation. These are not accidents. They are reminders that you are seen. You carry a future that is brighter than the memories behind you. I know there were days when you wondered if continuing to believe made you foolish, when it seemed like the world rewarded cynicism more than trust. But what is being prepared for you will answer those thoughts gently, not with arguments, but with reality. Because when a door opens that no one expected, when help arrives from a place you never considered, when restoration touches something you thought was permanently broken, even the skeptical will pause, and you will smile quietly, remembering how many times you nearly gave up. I want you to understand something deeply tonight. Your endurance mattered. Every prayer whispered in exhaustion mattered. Every tear you hid from others mattered. Those moments became seeds. And now they are ready to bloom. Look once more in your imagination. You are standing in a vast field at sunrise. For a long time, the land looked empty, but as the light spreads across the horizon, small shoots begin to appear everywhere. What once seemed lifeless is suddenly alive with possibility. The entire landscape transforms right in front of your eyes. This is how quickly circumstances can shift when the right moment arrives. Receive this blessing now. Let it settle gently into your spirit. You do not have to force anything. You do not have to prove your worth. Just allow your heart to remain open to the good that is coming. Abundance is not distant from you. Peace is not avoiding you. Opportunity has not forgotten your name. Even now, unseen arrangements are aligning with your path. And when the moment comes, it will feel both surprising and familiar, as if your soul always knew it was on the way. There will be conversations in your future where someone asks how you made it through such a difficult season. You may pause for a moment searching for the right words because what happened will be hard to explain with logic alone. How do you describe the quiet strength that lifted you when your own strength ran out? How do you explain provision that appeared at exactly the right time? You will simply say that something greater than you was guiding the journey, and that answer will carry more truth than any long explanation. Because my presence does not always shout, often it whispers, and then transforms everything. So release the heavy expectation that everything must be figured out immediately. Trust the process that has been shaping your life behind the scenes. Trust the gentle timing that has carried you this far. You are not standing at the end of hope, you are standing at the edge of revelation. Your life is about to become a living reminder that faith is never wasted. Now feel the warmth around you again. That same golden light surrounding your shoulders, calming your thoughts, filling your chest with quiet courage. This is the atmosphere of blessing. It is already touching your life. breathe it in slowly. Let it remind you that you are supported by something far greater than circumstance. And as you stand in that light, allow these words to flow through your spirit like soft waves of truth. I am open to miracles. I am guided toward abundance. I am surrounded by divine favor. My path is unfolding in perfect timing. Provision is flowing into my life. Peace lives within me. I am blessed, protected, and chosen for good things. Carry this knowing with you as you move forward. The days ahead will reveal more than you expect. When the moment of breakthrough arrives, your heart will recognize it instantly, the way a traveler recognizes home after a long journey. And in that moment, you will understand something beautiful. You were never walking alone. Stay here with me a little longer, because the movement around your life is still unfolding, still breathing, still shaping something greater than what you can currently see. There are layers of grace surrounding you that your mind has not yet fully noticed. Quiet adjustments happening in places you cannot reach. Hearts being softened, paths being cleared, doors being repositioned in the invisible architecture of your future. What you once thought was a long silence was actually the sound of preparation. There is a tenderness in the way I have carried you through moments you believed were breaking you. Even when you felt overlooked, you were never outside my attention. I counted the quiet sacrifices you made when no one applauded. I felt the weight of every decision where you chose integrity instead of the easier road. Those choices became light stored inside your story, waiting for the day when it would illuminate everything. You may remember nights when your thoughts ran in circles, wondering if your effort meant anything at all. When it seemed like life was moving forward for everyone else while you remained in the same place. Yet those pauses were not punishment. They were sacred space. In those spaces, your spirit grew stronger roots than you realized. And roots, though hidden, determine how tall a life can rise. Now something gentle but unstoppable is beginning to move through your circumstances. Imagine yourself standing beside a quiet river at dusk. The surface of the water is smooth like glass, reflecting a sky slowly filling with stars. At first, the river seems still, almost motionless. But if you watch closely, you begin to notice a current beneath the surface, carrying everything forward with calm certainty. That current is the movement of grace in your life. You may not always see it, but it is guiding you steadily toward places prepared for you long before this moment. Your heart has been learning patience, even when patience felt like the hardest lesson. But patience is not empty waiting. It is the strengthening of trust. It is the deepening of your connection to something eternal. And because you remained, because you did not completely close your heart, you are now aligned with blessings that could not have reached you any other way. There will be a moment soon when something shifts so naturally that you almost miss how extraordinary it is. A conversation, an opportunity, a piece of news, a sudden clarity, something small on the surface but powerful in its effect. That moment will begin a ripple, and that ripple will continue outward, touching areas of your life that once seemed separate from hope. When it happens, you may feel a quiet warmth spread through your chest, like the first sunlight entering a room after a long winter. That warmth is recognition. Your soul remembering that goodness was always making its way toward you. Some of the people who once doubted your path will look again with new eyes. They may not say much, but inside they will wonder how such a shift took place. They will remember the seasons when you appeared to carry more weight than anyone should. They will remember the times when it seemed easier for you to abandon faith entirely, yet something within you refused to disappear. That something was the spark I placed inside you, and sparks, even small ones, can light entire horizons. There are blessings coming into your life that will not only support you, but expand your ability to support others. Your journey was never meant to stop with your own healing. What grows in you will become shelter for someone else. What you learn about perseverance will become encouragement for someone who feels like giving up. You are being shaped into a living reminder that hope survives. Now imagine another vision. You are walking through a valley early in the morning. Mist floats above the ground, soft and quiet. For a while you cannot see very far ahead, but as you continue walking, the mist begins to lift. Mountains appear in the distance, glowing with the light of a rising sun. Paths you could not see earlier suddenly become clear. What once felt uncertain becomes obvious. This is what clarity looks like when the right moment arrives. So many answers you have been searching for will come not through struggle, but through illumination. Because light reveals what effort cannot force. You may notice new ideas entering your mind, new courage rising in situations where you once felt hesitant, new connections forming in ways that feel almost guided. These are signs that the atmosphere around your life is changing. Do not rush the unfolding. Even a sunrise takes its time painting the sky. I want you to feel the peace of knowing that your story is still being written with care. Every chapter, even the difficult ones, carries purpose. Nothing that shaped your compassion was wasted. Nothing that deepened your understanding was meaningless. There are people in your future who will need the exact wisdom your struggles created. There are rooms you will walk into where your presence will bring calm simply because you understand what it feels like to endure. And there are blessings that will arrive not as sudden explosions, but as steady streams. Provision that continues, stability that grows, opportunities that multiply. Wealth in its truest form is flowing toward you. Not only resources, but alignment. Not only success, but peace within that success. Because a life filled with abundance yet empty of peace is not the life I desire for you. What I am preparing includes both. Picture now a great doorway made of light standing before you. It is tall, radiant, almost alive with warmth. You hesitate for a moment because you have spent so long believing certain things were beyond reach. But as you step closer, the doorway responds to your presence. It opens slowly, welcoming you into a space filled with brightness, calm, and possibility. On the other side of that doorway are experiences that match the growth you have gone through. Provision that matches your perseverance. Opportunities that recognize your faith. The moment is approaching when you will realize that the long road you walked was guiding you here all along. And when you look back, the confusion of the past will begin to make sense in a way it never did before. Even now, something beautiful is aligning around your life like stars arranging themselves in a new constellation. From where you stand, it may still look scattered. But from a higher view, the pattern is already perfect. You are not late. You are not forgotten. You are arriving. Let your shoulders relax. Let the tightness you have carried begin to soften. Yet, through every hidden tear and every quiet effort to keep moving forward, something sacred was being written inside your life. Nothing you endured was empty. Nothing you survived was meaningless. Every step shaped the strength that now lives inside your spirit. There will come a day, sooner than you think, when you pause in the middle of an ordinary moment and suddenly realize how far you have come. The air will feel lighter. Your thoughts will feel calmer. The pressure that once surrounded you will seem distant, like a storm that has already passed over the horizon. In that moment, you will understand that you were being guided even when the road felt confusing. Because I was never watching from far away. I was walking beside you. When you felt alone in your room at night, I was there. When your mind filled with doubts about the future, I was there. When you tried to smile while carrying something heavy inside, I was still there. My presence does not disappear during the difficult chapters. In many ways, it draws even closer. The truth is that your story has been moving toward light this entire time. Even the delays were building something. Even the silence was protecting something. Even the waiting was strengthening something within you that could not have grown any other way. Now the atmosphere around your life is beginning to change in a gentle, beautiful way. Imagine standing on a hill as the first light of morning spreads across the world. The darkness does not fight the sunrise. It simply fades. Colors begin to appear where shadows once lived. The air feels new, almost sacred, as if the world itself is taking a deep breath. This is the season your life is entering. Peace will begin to settle where worry once stayed. Opportunities will appear in places you stopped expecting them. Conversations will happen that guide you forward. Small miracles will begin forming a path beneath your feet. And one day you will realize something that fills your heart with quiet gratitude. Everything that once confused you was leading you exactly where you needed to be. You will tell your story not with pain, but with wonder. Not with bitterness, but with wisdom. Because the very moments that almost made you lose hope will become the moments that prove how deeply you were held. Your life will stand as a quiet light for others who feel like giving up. Without even trying, your journey will whisper to them, keep going, something beautiful is still ahead. And when you see someone standing where you once stood, tired, uncertain, wondering if things will ever change, you will recognize them immediately. Your heart will soften, and you will become the encouragement you once needed. That is how blessings multiply. That is how healing travels through the world. Not as noise, but as living proof. Right now, in this quiet space between where you have been and where you are going, allow gratitude to gently enter your heart. Not forced gratitude. Just the soft awareness that you made it through more than you thought you could. You are still here. Your light is still alive. Your future is still unfolding. And and there is so much goodness waiting to meet you. Take a moment and imagine the universe itself placing a warm hand over your life. Not to control you, not to pressure you, but to guide you forward with love. The path ahead is not something you must fear. It is something that has been prepared with care. There will still be challenges, because growth always includes learning. But the difference now is that you will not face those moments the same way you once did. You have gained strength, you have gained clarity. You have gained faith in ways you may not even fully realize yet. And because of that, the future will meet a version of you that is wiser, calmer, and more aligned with the life meant for you. So release the old weight now. Release the belief that you must struggle forever. Release the fear that nothing will change. Your story is moving into a brighter chapter, and the light approaching your life is not fragile. It is steady. It will guide your steps. It will open your path. It will remind you again and again that you are never walking alone. One day, when you look back at this season, you will smile with a kind of peaceful amazement. Not because everything was easy, but because everything carried meaning. Even the nights that made you cry quietly. Even the prayers that felt unanswered. Even the waiting that tested your patience. All of it shaped the miracle of who you are becoming. So now breathe slowly and let calm settle inside your spirit. You are safe in this moment. You are guided in this life. You are loved more deeply than you can measure. And what is coming into your world will reveal just how carefully your path has been held from the very beginning. The light ahead of you is real. The doors ahead of you are real. The peace ahead of you is real. Walk forward gently, knowing that every step is leading you closer to the life your soul has been preparing to receive. And as your heart rests in that truth, let these words settle softly within you. I am ready to receive. I am open to divine abundance. I am guided by light. I am surrounded by favor. My life is unfolding beautifully. I am protected, supported, and blessed. And peace, deep, quiet, unshakable peace, now lives within me.